is a strategy or a technique that is adopted into one's life to manage the things they have to do in a more effective or efficient way. So that's exactly what I'm hoping to do today. I want to share some tips with you to organise your Erasmus year abroad more efficiently. These are the things I really wish that I'd known. It would have saved me literally hours. So I am going to be sharing some more general tips with you today, which I hope will help whether you're studying, working, and some of the tips I think will help you even if you're not strictly on Erasmus. Just to remind you, this is not a comprehensive guide. What this is going to do is it's going to save you a lot of time on your research. The first thing that everybody wants to know about is accommodation. What I would recommend doing before you do anything else is go on Facebook. You need to find a Facebook page advertising rooms in the city that you're going to, and this is going to give you an idea of what you can get for your money. Then just go to the place, search there, because there's only so much that you can do remotely. In terms of actually finding places to look at, you've got a number of options. First of all, those Facebook pages I was telling you about. You could go ahead with an agency. The problems with going through an agency would be that there are agency fees. It might be difficult to find a landlord that's willing to rent for you for that shorter time. I wouldn't rule it out. I went through an agency in Italy, had a great experience. Another option is Airbnb. Some people don't know that the places on Airbnb are often open for rent for longer periods. But I think really the best thing you can do when looking for places is just finding out through word of mouth. And the way that you're going to do that is you're going to have to meet people in the place you're moving to, and you're going to have to talk to them. So obviously make sure you don't hand over any money till you've seen the place and you've got some kind of contract drafted up. If you're going to France, I'm going to add one more thing to this topic, and that's CAF. I won't say anything more. If you don't know what CAF is, check out my things I was showing you before I moved to Paris video, link down below. As far as I see it, you've got 4 options as far as it comes with phones. The first option is that you keep your contract in the UK and you use that phone when you're out there. Second option is you buy a cheap SIM when you're out there, do a kind of pay-as-you-go thing. The third option is you do a mix of those two. You keep your home phone and you've got a cheap new phone. And then the final option would be that you get a whole new contract in your year abroad country. Big life hack tip here, this is personally what I did, and it's to get a contract with 3. 3 offers a great scheme. If you have any contract with them, you can take part in their Feel at Home scheme, which just means that they have a huge list of countries, and when you're in these countries, you can use your phone as if you were at home. You can use your minutes to call friends and family, you can use 3G. Obviously, if you're using that phone to call people in the country that you're staying at, it is going to cost a bit more, but just keep in mind the country you're going to, internet services might not be as good as you're used to. The scheme only really works for kind of 3 months at a time. If you are planning on being in the country you're visiting for 6 months, 12 months without visiting home, then it's probably not going to work for you. You never need as many things as you think you do. I just came along to Paris with 6 suitcases, and that was the biggest lesson I learned, was that I did not need half of the things I thought that I did. I would recommend taking as fewer clothes as you think you can get away with. Keep in mind the season you're going to be going. Bring things that for you personally would be difficult to repurchase. So for me that might be some of my nice quality makeup. That might be hard to find abroad, but for you it could be something different. Find a Facebook page for Erasmus students in your city, because there will be Erasmus students who are leaving as you're arriving. They could maybe pass off their kitchen utensils or their bedding to you, and then when you're leaving you can do the same and pass whatever you acquire onto somebody else. So the next thing is, how do you actually bring the stuff? And the way that I did this was I just took it on the aeroplane and I paid the extra baggage, which was expensive. So this would be my big life hack for your stuff. It's called sendmybag.com. This is a website that will take your belongings door to door. I think that their standard delivery is 3 to 4 days. I did a kind of test on their website to see how much it would cost for 1 suitcase from my address in the UK to where I was living in Italy, and it was £31. If I had known about this website before, it would have saved me so much money and so much stress, but we live and we learn. Should you open up a bank account in the country you're going to? What I would ask myself is, am I going to be paid in this country? So in Paris, the answer was yes. So I opened up a bank account. In Italy, on the other hand, I just decided to transfer my money for my rent from my UK account. Just keep in mind that if you are going to transfer the money, then there are rates involved with that. Even if you do decide to open a bank account, then you're going to probably need to transfer some money at some point. So my big life hack for this section is transferwise.com. Again, a website I haven't used, but one that has been highly recommended to me by friends. The idea behind this is that you can transfer money from your home country to wherever you're going, and there aren't going to be nearly as many charges. The bank normally charges you about 5% in hidden fees. Transferwise.com, 0.5%. So the biggest life hack I could ever give you is just to meet people. Meet all of the people that you can, and I promise you that is going to make all of the categories that I've talked about today so much easier. You can meet people on your year abroad in a lot of different ways, but here are some ways that I wouldn't necessarily have thought of beforehand. 2 websites I'm going to recommend to you. One is conversationexchange.com and the other one is Couchsurfing. The idea with Conversation Exchange is that you're meeting with somebody to teach each other your language, but for me it was just a great way to meet some people in the city, get to know about the places to hang out. You've probably all heard of Couchsurfing. Some people have profiles where they kind of list their preference as meeting new people rather than hosting people. Couchsurfing also has events listed on their website. If you want to find events, then I would also recommend meetup.com. I found that language events were a great way to meet people. Being an English speaker, everybody wanted to talk to me because they wanted to improve their English. Speaking of languages, if there is a language barrier that's preventing you from making friends, then I would definitely look into seeing if the institution that you're at in your host country has any language classes. I just wanted to say something about if you are a person who is prone to mental health issues, then I think it's definitely important that you think about that before you go. Talk to your personal tutor at university, because when you are abroad, everything can be very overwhelming. Just be aware of it, prepare before you go, and when you're there, ask for help as soon as things start to get a bit too much. So I think I'm going to leave it there. Good luck on your year abroad. I'm very jealous. As I said, if you have any specific questions, leave them down below. I'd really like to turn this into a sort of discussion where we can answer each other's questions. Let's turn this into a take and give situation, give and take. Links to all the things I've mentioned are down below, and thank you so much for watching. Once again, if you are going to be going to France and you're abroad, I really think that my video about things I wish I had known before I went to Paris would be helpful. Links down below.